Tonight's a good night to sing of sadness. It's dark and quiet and it fits the mood. But why be sad when you can be happy? If you listen now close, then I'll tell it to you. You can feel in your heart that you're sad. So can I, you're not alone. Together we'll make the night go past. The sun will come out, the dark will not last. And though you dream unhappy dreams, why be sad when you can be happy? Why be sad when you can be happy? When the sun comes out, the dark fades away. If I were a potato, I'd live my life underground. I would think no thoughts foolish, and I'd think no thoughts profound. But I'd live in the dirt, and I'd live in the mud. If I were a potato, there'd be nothing I'd assert. I'd have no mind, no mouth too, it'd just be me in the dirt. And I'd live in the dirt, and I'd live in the mud. If I were a potato, I'd have no opinions. I'd have no depth nor layers, that would be onions. And we'd live in the dirt, and we'd live in the mud. If I were a potato, they'd call me a tuber. That's not the funniest name, though. Peanuts get called goobers. And we'd live in the dirt, and we'd live in the mud. If I were a potato, you might be my friend. With an imagination like yours, the possibilities have no end. And you'd visit me in the dirt, and you'd visit me in the mud. If I were a potato, you might dig me up. You'd boil me and mash me, and on me you would sup. And I'd live in the dirt, but I'd die out of ground. If I were a potato, I'd have many eyes. Some of them might be black, but none of them would cry. And I'd live in the dirt, not crying, making mud. And the world would pass me by day and night, and the world would cause me no harm nor fright. But I'd be a potato, and you know what? That's all right. Oh, the open road, it's a place we go when we're going other places. On the long highway, you can get away from where you were before. With your wheels turning on the bitumen, dirt, concrete, or gravel. Don't get carried away, 'cause even if you can't stay, you still will soon have to stop. Bum-a-dum-bum-bum-bum. For the gasoline, put it in your machine, it will blow up pushing pistons. And when at last you find what you've lacked, the road will take you back. Placetownsvilleetceteralandsburgshire, it's a place I wish we were. It's a place so good to be, won't you go down there with me? It's got a name like other names, but it isn't quite the same. It's so long and they're so tame, it sure puts the rest to shame. The people there, they never curse, but I don't think they're cuss-averse. Could just be that living there, they've got no reason to swear. The babies there, they never cry, and you may think that that's a lie, but I stayed there long enough, they're just made of sterner stuff. All of everybody were wondering why I was there. I told them all they shouldn't stare, but they must have been hearing impaired. I had work, so I left those jerks. I was worried about how I'd fare. And even though I took great care, left to a great scare. I stepped outside, 2-3 guys wondering why I was there. They asked me, how dare I dare, and said I'd best become rare. I left that place to save face, I tell you life ain't fair. 'Cause I left that place with all the grace of sundered underwear. I'm not afraid of spiders, but I always tell them shoo. For I am rather wider, and I'm much taller than you. Plus you are so dexterous, and I am such a klutz.
Into your well-spun gossamers I'm liable to strut. On top of that, my housemates will not view you as a friend. They fear you or even hate, they might bring your end. The spiders sit and look away, their disinterest quite plain. They care not of what I say, come calamity or pain.
I haven't slept a wink and I don't give a darn, and I care so little that I'll spin you this yarn. I was walking home just to go to bed when an old man came up to me and said, I cannot sleep unless another does not. Would you mind taking my place tonight? Well, that gray beardy got me good, because the next day I was in a sleeping mood, but try to imagine my surprise when I find I can't shut my eyes. Now I shouldn't lie, because it's obscene. In truth, I've drank too much caffeine, and in all the time in between, I haven't slept a wink.
Oh, what it's like to be a frog. I jump around on all the logs, and I swim and eat all night long. Not in the day, that would be wrong. I am nocturnal, this is true. I'm not diurnal, unlike you. Unless a sleep schedule you lack, that would mean you're an insomniac.
1,000 years ago, the people did strange things, but no more strange than we will seem 1,000 years from now. We could do this, or we could do that. We could do nothing but sit on our butts. We'll seem strange no matter what, so let's all drink to that. Our names may be forgotten, but our legacy is clear. So don't hold on to nothing but the ones that you hold dear. We must all accept our fate, except our fate is not so great. But for this it's far too late, so let's all drink to that. The leaves in the trees are green as can be, unless it is fall or winter at all. The seasons change and rearrange the color plant life is. Fall, winter, spring, and summer bring their changes just because the southern hemisphere all around the earth. Listen so you'll hear, was this song's reverse? The leaves in the trees are green as can be, unless south in spring is of what you sing. Those who see my smiling face may think that I'm an optimist, but that this is not the case I really must gently insist. I rather find that Murphy's Law holds total sway in every way. My plans aren't written in stone, I'm living in today. Some people worry a lot, I think worry is all they've got. Me, I try to turn around and smile after every frown. Don't live in the sorrow of always living in tomorrow. Tomorrow's always one day away, try living in today. I know that it can be tough if bad feelings you've had enough. I try to get off my duff, even if I must self-bluff. Just don't get carried away, 'cause habits will form day by day. And though it is cliché to say, try living in today. And though you may be feeling fine, you still may be next in that line. Don't forget to live your life and stay away from needless strife. Problems come and go away, you cannot keep them all at bay. But you can choose how to act, try living in today. Silly dog, you don't know when to bark. Don't bark at bees, and don't bark at trees, and please, oh please, don't bark at your fleas. I know that it annoys you to see things making noise, but to then be loud yourself is just hypocritical. You're hypocritical, you're so hypocritical, you're so hypocritical, you're so hypocritical. Silly dog, you don't know when to bark. Don't bark at my knees, don't bark when I sneeze, and please hear my pleas, don't bark at my cheese. I know that you're upset that I even live at all. You're not so great yourself, you're just hypocritical. You're so hypocritical, you're so hypocritical, you're so hypocritical. Dogs are dumb, but no more than the humans who domesticated them to be insufferable. We think we're really great, but we're really just quite smug. We're not so great ourselves, we're just hypocritical. We're so hypocritical, we're so hypocritical, we're so hypocritical! There once was a man who woke up in the sky, he didn't know why.
but he was falling down. When he realized that he had no parachute, he was rather bummed. He said, "Aw, shoot." And he fell, 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 and he fell. Then he woke up for real, and he said, "Ah, swell." He was so happy that he didn't die. He was thankful that he was such a lucky guy.
Everybody dies eventually, everybody dies, can't you see? Everybody dies, including me, I'm not an exception to the rule. Everybody's born, this is true, everybody's born, what can we do? Everybody's born, including you, you're not an exception to the rule. But rules are made to be broken, they start out just fine, but then people come along and then break them, they're not an exception to the rule. Now if this seems like a conundrum, you're astute, you are not dumb. Astute people cannot be dumb, except the exception to the rule. When logic goes out of the door, we'll lose our rules and make some more. Rules brand new, so bright and pure. Then proceed to make exceptions to those rules. And I'm leaving now, and I'm never coming back. You just don't know how to act. Nobody who acts that way can expect me to stay. And I'm leaving now, time to earn back self-respect that I lost from our contact. I'll wake from this awful dream that always made me want to scream. And I'll let it out. For too long I held it in, crawling up and down my skin. Quite ineffable my joy, now that I am not your toy. Ah! Ah! Now leave me alone. Do not call me on the phone. I am not something you own. There is nothing to discuss. There is only my disgust.